Welcome to Trading Lounge and the S&P 500, and we're looking here from intermediate wave 3 here, and then a simple A wave, ABC for the B wave, and then 5 waves down for wave C of wave 4 here. Wave 4 may get a little bit more complicated than this. Different stocks are doing different things. You'll see Amazon and maybe Goldman Sachs having a same sort of pattern as this, but they're testing their highs up here as well. So don't go shorting this here until we have some evidence that we've got a turn in the market. Okay, we were expecting resistance to come in. Well, apart from the 50-60% retracement level, I always look at things like, well, I could take the top of that, the bottom of that, and the top of that. That to me is where the volume is sitting. So that would be the point there. The other point that we had here too that needed to be acknowledged was the number 272 here. That always carries a fair bit of weight here. So yeah, we're looking for a turning point in this space here, but we need to get some evidence of that. So the hourly chart here, so not that this is telling us anything new here, so I'll go to the tick chart, and really we need to pick it up from from these sort of lows here. But one of the things here is normally that the A wave was simple, the B wave was complex, and the C wave being simple as well. So one of the things here is wave A here normally has got some sort of equality relationship with wave C here, so I can see that that's in place. So realistically, we've got our correction. We're in our target zone sort of area here. We're quite close. So we can sort of expect a turn, so just be mindful of that. Perhaps in terms of shorting, I mean, just as an idea, that let's just say that the market moves down through here, then back up, then moves down through here. It will retest it here, so that would be what I call the safe trade here, by putting, once that drops through here and then goes back and retests the 2700, then put the order under that. Of course, you can get a bit of an angle on it and all those sort of things. That would be kind of a, on the outset anyway, a safe way to trade that here, because then you'll be, it's always nice to be on the right side of the market, but what does that actually mean? It probably means a few things, but one way to look at it is being on the right side of the closest, largest number here. So in this case here, we can see that the market has come back down and tested this here, and then this will move in heels in 3 waves, so it's taken the high out here. So we're on the right side being long here, but we also know too that we're trying to track a 5-wave structure up into this space here, and it could end any time here. So, but look, yeah, if the 2700 becomes a retested resistance, then it still leaves plenty of space to come back down here, because we'd be looking for a move back down, well, at least testing these lows here, so maybe even lower. So there's plenty of space here, so getting this right here is not such a big deal. And sometimes, when you're going for a decent trend as well, it can take you 2 or 3 times to get in and get it right, so yeah, don't be disheartened about it. But on the tick chart here, I mean, another way is also the trend line coming up here as well. So we've got A wave up here, then an A and a B and a C for the B wave here, and now we're trying to track 5 waves up here. So the count that I've got so far for this is wave 1 here. I've just wave 2, then 1 and 2, and then all the way up for the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th here for the 3rd, the A, B, C for the 4th, and then we're going up to the 5th wave here. And this is sort of all our target sort of areas coming into play here. So one of the things that we can also look at as well is, this is the 2700 here. I know the 272 numbers are important, and also, as always, the top of group 1 here, so 2700, and we got subgroup 10, 20 and 30 here. So we know that when a market comes up to the 30 here, if it finds support on top of the 30, then we can go long from that point and trade up to the next level, which is the 5 here. So we have 1, 2, 3 and 5 here, which make up the Fibonacci numbers. So, but in this case here, if we were looking for a long trade to go up here further, then the way to look at this would be the arrival here, the reaction, which it's doing now, which is also in 3 waves here, and let's just say that it does move up through here. Okay, so it moves up here, then there's going to be the first high, the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and this will be in 5 waves here, and then there would be an A and a B and a C wave back here as well. So this becomes the entry points through here. So we don't, if you're long already, then that's fine, and the only way that you would get out within group 2 here, if the group 2 became the retested resistance. So if I could draw over here, if the market came down, bounced back here, and then came through here, and then went back and tested it here, then you would have your stop under this level here. It's just one way of doing it, because if it moves back down through here, then the number 20 has been rejected, and then you've done the right thing. So it's not the most perfect place to do it, but it's a nice balanced approach, because it may just go back up through here, just spike down and move back up a little bit. So yeah, so yeah, just see how that goes at that point. So it's really about, all of this will be, we're looking for a top, and the question is, will this 30 here become a tested support? And this would be the pattern for that here. So that arrival here is that arrival here, then the correction here. So we can have another move up here, and it will fall back. And if it does fall back, then you have that high and that entry point to trade it up to the 2750, or at least to stay long, because you need to stay with the trend until proven otherwise. So we haven't been proven otherwise just yet, but I can see from looking at this here, we've got an impulse wave here to here, then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here, then a bit dodgy in here, but yeah, so I could make an assumption here that we have 1 and 2 in place here, and then that would leave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So that all of that would be the 3rd wave here. This would be the 4th wave coming into play here, and I can't draw past this here, so I'll have to draw it straight up to here. So this high here can actually be the high here, but like I said, once we get that come into play, so the stop would be once that moves up here, once it trades up here, and then if it comes back down and finds the pivot within group 1 here as a retested resistance, then it's finished at that point, because if it trades above here and then gets locked under here, then it'll be pulled back to this number here. So there's a bit to go onward there. So I'll just leave it at that. And yeah, I mean, in a bull market, normally Friday and Monday are the bullish days, so it should be sort of interesting. So just stay with the trend there. Okay, cheers.